gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Tonight we're hearing from Kendrick Johnson's father after the Lowndes County Sheriff officially closed the case in his death again. The teenager's body was found in a rolled up gym mat at his high school 9 years ago. Today his father says they remain steadfast in finding the truth in connection with all of this.
Okay, so we've been waiting on this case to get reviewed again. And same result. Same result. Let's put the boy to rest. Not everything is a conspiracy theory, community. Not everything is the white man, they was bullying him and they did this and did that. Like, not everything is a conspiracy theory. Okay? I need black people, the community, to get this in their heads. Okay? Only then can we start moving forward and leading with truth to get to the bottom of situations, okay? There is no conspiracy with Lauren Smith Fields. She overdosed. There is no conspiracy with this brother right here. It was a freak accident, okay? And I think people need to start coming around to realize that, hey, man, what you want to be true and what is true are two different things. Nothing happened to Jussie Smollett. He's all right, y'all. He's okay. Nobody tried to violate him in any way. He might be serving jail time, but he's good.
We will prove that this sheriff department once again lied. We talking about a child was murdered in their school, and they treat us like we are the ones who causes all kind of chaos and problems. Our son was murdered on their school.
And it's sad to see the parents go on and on. But you've got the case being reviewed twice. They're not getting it wrong. I mean, look at Lauren Smith Fields' family. They hired an examiner to come and look at it. He's gonna get the same results
on their campus.
Kendrick Johnson's father says people who were students at the time are now speaking to them, and that the family will continue fighting for what it believes is the truth.
A South Georgia sheriff says the death of a high school student was an accident. There have been protests and demands for an arrest since that teenager was found in a wrestling mat 9 years ago. Channel 2's Tony Thomas is live in Valdosta with reaction from Kendrick Johnson's family and also investigators. Tony.
So this is in Lowndes County. This is South Georgia, Valdosta. This is deep south. And I know how much we want racism to feel like it's still preventing us from living our lives and being out here and doing what we want. But you are more threatened by another super gremlin than you are by a white person in today's day and age. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, community. I don't want to say it, but it's the reality. It's the reality. Okay? They're not active like that. They're not out here. They're not outside like that. And they still getting picked off. Y'all see my channel. They still getting picked off. So I need the community to look at this case and understand that sometimes people just die. It's just an accident. Sometimes nobody did it to nobody. I know in the community we're used to murders and and all this drama surrounding somebody shooting this and shooting that and spinning the block. So we're traumatized, and we want to believe that every time somebody dies, it's because they were murdered. Or every time somebody dies in a suspicious circumstance or a weird circumstance or a freak accident, it's because somebody killed them. But the sheriff's office, they're not just going to convict an innocent person if there's no evidence to prove that they were murdered.
Lowndes County Sheriff says case closed. He says the death of student Kendrick Johnson in the gym of the Lowndes County High School here 9 years ago was a tragic accident. Johnson's mother says this is just part of a continuing cover-up.
I know in my heart of heart my son was murdered. They know too.
Jackie Johnson says she will not let this latest finding stop her from getting justice for her son.
Jackie, baby. At this point, you're pushing it. At this point, people are like, oh, are you doing it for a check? And I don't want to, but they reviewed it twice, Jackie. Baby. It's time to get some closure. And this is why the community, we need some therapy. And we need to look at the facts. I know they've read the autopsy. I know they've read all the... Come on.
The teen was found dead inside a rolled-up wrestling mat inside his high school gym 9 years ago. What do you guys do now?
We're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to do what we're doing.
Lowndes County Sheriff Ashley Polk reopened the investigation last year after he received 17 boxes of evidence from a closed FBI case. Wednesday, he released this 16-page summary of his investigation.
When you look through the whole file, you cannot find one thing that you would consider to be a criminal act.
Polk and his team believe Kendrick went into the gym to grab some shoes he'd set in a rolled-up mat a few days earlier, but the mats had been turned on their ends and moved around. Polk believes Johnson tried to slide down a mat to get his shoes, got stuck, and died.
Wow. Woo! I mean, the mat is 6 feet. You going in upside down. You can't yell. Who you gonna yell to? You yelling to the ground. Poor judgment. Being a kid, feeling like you're invincible, and you not 6 feet, bruh. And those mats are rolled tight. Who's gonna stuff you in that mat? Come on. And the crazy thing is, he's walking in the hallway, and there are other kids being bullied. Kendrick was good in the hallways. Ain't nobody messing with Kendrick in the hallways. There were other kids that were being bullied. That brother was good in the hallways. No, you could tell the students respected him. They wasn't finna mess with him because he walked straight by another kid getting bullied.
Polk and his team believe Kendrick went into the gym to grab some shoes.
Here you go. Kids getting bullied to the left. These are black schools, man. Come on. I'm trying to tell you, what are the odds that the footage that they have of him going to retrieve his shoes, there are other kids being bullied, bro? Don't tell me, because I know what's going on. I worked in the elementary schools. I've worked in the high schools. It's a lot of young black kids getting bullied. Look at this altercation right here. Kendrick was good in these hallways. He had a hall pass for sure. So, RIP to the brother. It was a freak accident. But it's time to lay this baby to rest. It really is time to let Kendrick rest in peace.
Paulk and his team believe Kendrick went into the gym to grab some shoes he'd set in a rolled-up mat a few days earlier, but the mats had been turned on their ends and moved around. Paulk believes Johnson tried to slide down a mat to get his shoes, got stuck, and died. The previous FBI probe targeted 3 other students, but Paulk says video and other evidence rules them out.
Do you believe there's anybody else involved in his death?
I don't think there's any way in the world.
Who do you want the investigators to be?
It's definitely not nobody in Valdosta, Georgia. You can't trust them. You can't trust the FBI.
Honey. And I know the FBI has done some questionable things in the recent times when it comes to the tip top. But these investigations that they're involved in, they're pretty thorough. Especially ones like these when there are racial undertones and everybody wants it to be racist and everybody's rooting for racism. Everybody is rooting for racism in this case. Mama, daddy, the whole city. They're fiending to say, boom, this was racist. We gotta come to the truth, man. We gotta start using reason and logic and understanding that kids do some silly things sometimes, and it is what it is, man.
So we're looking to take it up further than them.
And that means another Department of Justice investigation. Now, Sheriff Paulk here, while he agrees with the ultimate findings, he does not agree entirely with how the DOJ investigation the first time around was handled. He calls it, in part, a witch hunt. Live in Valdosta, Tony Thomas, Channel 2 Action News.
Yeah, and that makes sense. They were probably targeting certain people of a certain demographic because they're rooting for racism.
Let's go ahead now and walk you through the timeline of this case. So on January 11, 2013, Johnson's body was found inside the gym. That May, his death was ruled an accident. But then 2 years later, after his death, his parents filed a lawsuit accusing his classmates of killing him. 19 months after that, the Justice Department said there was not enough evidence to support charging anyone, so they closed their investigation. Then in 2019, his family asked for the case to be reopened. But then today, the sheriff once again ruled the death accidental.
Valdosta teen found dead in a rolled-up gym mat at Lowndes High School in 2013. Today, his family speaking out one day after the local sheriff's office released a synopsis saying his death was an accident.
Johnson's family is accusing the Lowndes County Sheriff of lying and trying to cover up their son's death. Savannah Kelly is joining us live outside the Valdosta courthouse right now, where the Johnson family was protesting earlier today. Savannah?
Well, the Johnson family said that they don't believe anything in the sheriff's report. They say their son was murdered. Family members of Kendrick Johnson were here outside the courthouse.
And I guarantee the sheriff knows this case front to back. He knows it like the back of his hand. I'm telling you.
For nearly 5 hours today, chanting and holding signs. 9 years after Kendrick.
Honestly, at this point, it's a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. I know y'all want there to be something so bad, but I'm sure this sheriff took good time, like good quality time reviewing this case. Not only the first time, but the second time. Put this baby to rest, honey, please. Get some therapy, get some closure. Understand that your truth is not the truth. The truth is only what actually happened. It's a tragedy. But look, bro was on the basketball team. Nobody was messing with him. He got dreads. Come on.
Johnson's death, his family is still fighting for answers, protesting outside the Valdosta courthouse today after the Lowndes County Sheriff concluded there was no foul play. In a press conference today, Kendrick's father, Kenneth Johnson, called Sheriff Ashley Polk a liar.
They are not capable of telling the truth of what happened to our peoples.
Polk released a synopsis.
Bruh, how much y'all want to bet they didn't read the whole report? That's what it sounds like.
Of an investigation from the federal government yesterday.
The documents I've read and the things, the investigation I've seen, I feel 100% sure there was no foul play.
Kendrick was last seen alive in 2013 at Lowndes High School. The next morning, his body was found head down inside a rolled-up gym mat.
It's a terrible accident, in my opinion.
But the Johnson family believes their son was murdered.
We want the truth to be told.
Even after nearly a decade of fighting, Kenneth Johnson says he's not giving up.
And I will fight as long as I have to uncover what exactly happened to Kendrick Johnson.
They already told you what happened, big dog. R.I.P. Kendrick Johnson. Let that boy rest in peace.
In response to the Johnson family's accusations, Sheriff Polk said although he feels for their loss, he was only reporting the facts and that investigations by several organizations.
And this is facts over feelings. The community doesn't understand that. Facts over feelings.
Including the FBI and Department of Justice, all found there was no evidence to suggest that Kendrick was murdered. Live in Valdosta, Savannah Kelly, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.